Hey there! I'm, Max? Yeah, Max. And boy, do I have a story to tell you about my school days. You see, I wasn't always the confident guy you see now. Back then, I was, well, let's just say school wasn't my favorite place. It all started when I was about 10. New school, new town, and me? I was the new kid. At first, everything seemed okay. But then, well, things changed. There was this group of kids who seemed to make it their mission to make my life miserable. It started small, a mean comment here, a shove there. Nothing I couldn't handle, right? But as days turned into weeks and weeks into months, it got worse. They'd call me names, knock my books out of my hands, and sometimes it got physical. Every day felt like a battle. Dodging mean comments, avoiding certain hallways, I tried to ignore it to stay invisible, but it just kept getting worse. I'd come home with torn clothes, missing lunch money, and a heavy heart. My parents noticed, of course. They tried to help, talked to my teachers, but nothing seemed to change. I started making excuses to stay home. Stomach aches, headaches, anything to avoid another day of torment, but deep down, I knew I couldn't hide forever. This wasn't the life I wanted. Then came that day, the day everything changed. It started like any other, the usual taunts, the usual fear, but something was different. Maybe it was the way they laughed a little louder, or how they pushed a little harder, or maybe I had just had enough. I realized that staying silent wasn't the answer. I had to speak up, not just for me, but for everyone who felt scared at school. So I took the biggest, scariest step of my life. I went to see the principal. But I took a deep breath, walked into her office, and started talking. I told her everything. How I felt, what was happening, and how it was affecting not just me, but the whole school. And you know what? She listened. Really listened. For the first time in months, I felt heard, understood. What happened next was, well, it was pretty surprising. The bullies, they had to face the consequences of their actions in a way that was, let's say, creatively embarrassing. They had to stand up in assembly and apologize to everyone. And then they had to spend a week doing all the jobs nobody wanted. Cleaning the cafeteria, picking up litter, you name it. But more importantly, it opened up a conversation. People started talking about bullying, really talking. We had assemblies, workshops, even a school play about kindness and empathy, and slowly but surely our school started to change. Kids who used to stay silent started speaking up. Those who used to bully, many of them became advocates for kindness. It wasn't perfect overnight, but it was better. We all learned something important that day. Standing up and speaking out, it's not easy, but it can change everything. I won't lie. It took time for me to feel completely safe again, to trust that things had really changed. But with true friends by my side, I found my confidence growing every day. But each day got a little easier. I made new friends, real friends who stood by me, and those bullies, some of them even apologized, for real this time. So if you're out there feeling alone or scared, remember my story. Your voice matters. Use it, because you never know. You might just change your world. And when one person speaks up, it can inspire others. Soon, you might find the whole school changing for the better. And trust me, that feeling, it's worth every scary moment it takes to get there. So here's to standing tall, speaking up, and making our schools, no, our world, a little bit better every day. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. Because every one of us deserves to feel safe, valued, and heard. Every single one of us.